this is a question we see a lot. The answer is often the same, as soon as possible. But the question, how far in advance should the process of tech transfer begin, given raw material complexity in particular? Jan, maybe we could start with you.
Yeah, I think it's always a very interesting question to answer. Is I think my answer will be depend on at which stage the sponsor going to transfer the process, and because there's a different scenarios, right? So one way could be sponsor could have already have the BLA, they just want to increase the capacity. So I need to build another partner for whatever reasons, right? In those stages, I just want to emphasize is do not think you have a complete BOM because you already have a BLA, you have a BOM, you have a dossier, you have all the batch record, and on top of that, you more or less have numbers of preclinical batches, clinical batches, even commercial batches. So most people will think, oh, I have everything. It should be straightforward. So like-to-like transfer. But in reality, like-to-like is open to be interpreted. Right? Because if you go to one facility to another facility, the facility fit, even though people think they look the same, but because of cell and gene therapy is still in the early stage, and it's the understanding and characterization is far from the well-characterized biologics. The things on the paper look the same. You'll be surprised in the reality, they may not look the same. So even in those, because those probably is the very late stage tech transfer, you have all the document you need on the paper, they looks ready to go. So my encouragement is do not underestimate it and then quickly involve both parties, try to have a direct communication between upstream SME from both sides, downstream, to really engage the technical people, to really looking for the differences. So if there are any differences, then really diving is whether you can all agree it's minor differences, we can move on, or we may need to do a little bit more digging. And by that time, mostly sponsor already have a fully qualified scaled down model, try to do some upfront work to de-risk at scale runs. But if you talk about early tech transfer, so that'll be dependent on how you transfer, what kind of stage, what document you have. But the risk there is relatively low, is because you could potentially change the process, to improve it with low cost compared to a commercial process tech transfer. Because at that time the regulatory bar is very high, and then no sponsor wants to mess around with that.
Would you concur, Larry?
Yeah. I agree with all that, and I think the earlier your process is in the facility that you're going to launch with, the better off you are to get all the kinks worked out. That would be my 2 cents. Now, again, tech transfers happen in commercial. It's part of it. But just like Jan was saying, there's a really high bar there. If you're the place where you're doing your final commercial manufacturing was part of the clinical trials, it just makes everything a little more streamlined. Mm-hmm. But that can always be the case. We had to do that with Comirnaty. It happened really fast. The clinical studies were over. We were scaling up. You needed to support the rest of the world. You got to figure out a way to get new facilities on board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just a little bit is depend on your receiving unit, right? Sending unit, the sponsor receiving unit. You also depend on how much experience they have in that particular modality or that particular process, and whether that receiving unit has another product in the facility, similar product. They went through, the EIs, they went inspection. So those all can quickly change the complexity and then the timeline for tech transfer.